Developing as we come on the air from Eureka. First, the dramatic Del Norte takedown.
Anyone else in the house?
It's video you'll only see on North Coast News. The new reporting tonight on that man arrested after his estranged wife is found dead in her home on Valentine's Day. And a Fortuna man missing since Valentine's Day. Where he was last seen, the search and rescue, and the family now pleading for help. Plus, the McKinley matter. The president no longer welcome in Arcata. Where will he go? What the city manager is saying tonight. North Coast News at 6 on ABC 23 starts right now.
Live from our studio in downtown Eureka, you're watching North Coast News on KAEF ABC 23. At 6, severe weather first.
The house.
You got anything on you? Any needles?
No.
Leading us off tonight, that suspect in the murder of a missing Crescent City woman taken down by law enforcement last night. That hours-long stakeout of a mobile home where investigators found 35-year-old Eddie Hughes, now charged with the murder of his wife.
Investigators say that 31-year-old Emily Hughes was killed around Christmas time.
Tonight, family and friends of the mother of three tell us they can sleep a little easier knowing the man suspected of being her killer is behind bars.
The Del Norte County Sheriff's Office says that family hadn't heard from her since December. Emily's grandmother going to the home to check on her on Valentine's Day. That's when investigators say the horrible discovery was made. 4 days later, Emily's husband would be arrested for murder.
You got anything on you?
It was a late-night takedown.
Any needles?
With guns drawn, Del Norte deputies clamping the cuffs on Edward Hughes IV.
There you go.
Investigators say he's the suspect in the murder of his estranged wife, 31-year-old Emily Hughes.
Anyone else in the house?
Emily, a mother of three, was found dead in a closet of her Crescent City home on Valentine's Day.
I can't believe it.
Neighbors tell us that it wasn't uncommon to hear arguing coming from the home.
There was a hell of an argument on Christmas morning at about 2:20 in the morning.
We can't tolerate this sort of behavior. My heart goes out to the family.
Del Norte County Sheriff Eric Apperson says he understands the community concerns surrounding the case.
There was a lot of moving parts in this particular case. Obviously, our community was incensed by the death of a young lady, a mom, a wife, somebody that a lot of people had interactions with. She was somebody's daughter and somebody's granddaughter, and we had a lot of community support.
Deputies still investigating a motive. This as toys could be seen outside Emily's home, a telltale sign of three kids who will grow up without their mother.
Emily took such good care of the kids. I mean, she's a great mother. We will miss her.
And 35-year-old Edward Hughes is being held for murder on $1 million bail.
But everybody just wants him a home where we can help him.
Moving south now to that missing Fortuna man whose wife says he disappeared also on Valentine's Day here. That man's car found on the side of the highway with 33-year-old Ryan Grader nowhere in sight.
Our reporter Dylan Brown is live in Fortuna at the motel Grader was last seen at. Dylan, good evening. What do we know at this hour about this case?
Well, Nazy, I spoke with the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office today, and they tell me they are searching for him. In fact, they say a third search was done just earlier today, but unfortunately no results from it. Now, I am here live on location at the Six Rivers Motel. This is here in Fortuna. This is where the Sheriff's Office says Grader was last seen at. They also say that his car was found on the side of the highway, windows rolled down, passenger door wide open on a very stormy night. Now, investigators say a missing report was filed on February 14th by Grader's brother. But just 2 days before, on the 12th, deputies finding Grader's silver Oldsmobile on Highway 254, and they say it was near mile marker 18. Now, they also add that it was unoccupied and unlocked with that one door open. Law enforcement immediately searching the woods around the car, looking for its owner, but unfortunately finding nothing. Then they say 2 days later, Holly Grader tells me she got a call that her husband was missing.
We've had our ups and downs, but he's somebody that I need in my life and that my son needs in his life because his dad is just everything to him. And we want him to be back together.
Now, Holly, his wife right there, just wanting the father of her 3-year-old son to come back home. So she says she's reaching out to anyone she can to help find him. Now, the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office says they are conducting even more searches. They say later this week they'll be taking boats to the river in the location of where his Grader's car was found at in hopes to find him. We will be following up on that as soon as we learn any more information. Reporting live in Fortuna, I'm Dylan Brown, North Coast News.
Thank you, Dylan. We move to Willits now, where police took down 3 guys after they allegedly stole a bunch of pills from a pharmacy. Willits PD says it happened Saturday at Rite Aid. Cops say the suspects went into the store, jumping the pharmacy counter, demanding prescription pills. The suspects then taking off in a car, leading officers on a chase, reaching 100 miles an hour. Those suspects getting out of the car, running off. Officers say they found several thousand pills with a street value of 50 grand. All 3 suspects were booked into Mendocino County Jail.
Back here in Humboldt County, code enforcement cracking down on illegal cannabis operations. So they want you to know if you're planning to grow pot legally, officials say you'll now need a county permit and state license. If you don't have both, you're in violation and will likely hear from code enforcement. They have tools to identify and investigate properties with unpermitted grows. You can apply for a cultivation permit by going to the Planning and Building Department. Officials say that they'd rather help cultivators get in compliance than taking code enforcement actions. Moving to severe weather first now. We're tracking the timing of the next storm system as it heads our way. A winter weather advisory going into effect tonight.
It was dry today, but rain and snow are expected to start up tonight and come down tomorrow.
Let's take a live look here at our weather radar. You can see not much on the map right now, but that next weather maker to our north around the Oregon border right now starting to move in. It's not that big, but we are going to see some light showers and snow is expected. That winter weather advisory goes into effect tonight at 8 o'clock for the North Coast.
Then early tomorrow morning, up to 4 inches of snow possible in those inland areas. That advisory in effect until 8 tomorrow night. Areas of concern, the Del Norte and northern Humboldt interiors. Our first alert meteorologist, Rob Elmington, will have more coming up in just a bit.
Well, North Coast roads are covered in rain and snow after this last storm, and here are some areas that you need to know about if you are hitting the road. These are some areas you're going to want to avoid. Those mountain passes still piled with snow at this hour. Crews will be out there plowing on Tillow Hill, Horse Mountain, Bald Hills, and Brandon Mountain roads tomorrow. Other roads closer to the coast close because officials say that they're flooded and impassable. We have these roads and advisories posted on our website for you. You can go over there and check that out.
Eureka drivers, heads up. The city of Eureka installed 4 new stop signs in downtown Eureka today. They hope it'll resolve some confusion on busy shopping areas. You'll now have to stop at the intersections of 1st and F, 2nd and F, 2nd and E, and 3rd and G. City Council approved the project 2 weeks ago. They say there's a lot of foot traffic in those areas of Old Town, and the stop signs might help resolve some confusion, especially by tourists. They say those orange flags will stay up for about a month to help people notice the new stop signs.
Well, car dealerships in California can no longer sell a car and let it leave the lot with temporary plates. Here's what we're talking about. The new law was meant to try to stop toll violation registers, right? And evaders and hit and run drivers. So you can't leave the lot with those temp plates anymore. You have to have the real thing on the front and back of your car. It means when you buy a new car, you can't leave the lot. Drivers say that they don't have temporary plates. Drivers that don't have 2 temporary plates on a car could get a ticket.
And the move of McKinley heading toward a deadline.
Coming up on North Coast News, where the Arcata statue could be relocated now. We'll have an update.
And the staggering statistics surrounding the opioid epidemic. Opioid abuse on the ever-increasing rise through our nation. But what's the cause and why hasn't it stopped? We've got a special report.
Plus, it's a beautiful day right there out on the Humboldt Bay. Got some clouds in the air. The sun was out today. I just made that song up.
No.
No? Okay. We do have some serious concerns to talk about with the weather. That next weather maker coming in, that winter weather warning we just told you about going into effect at 8 o'clock tonight. Our first alert meteorologist, Rob Elmington, is in the First Alert Weather Center tracking the timing of that storm. He will be joining us in less than 2 minutes. The time is 6:09. I'm Scott Riggs.
I'm Nazy. This is North Coast News.
North Coast News, severe weather first.
Waves aren't the only thing I surf. I surf the air. I surf roads, lanes, and alleys, drop in on mountainsides, and carve through valleys. I surf the ocean. I surf adventure. I surf California.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Jeep Compass for $99 a month.
If you've run out of space at home or at your office, store it with Humboldt Moving and Storage. Their secure, climate-controlled warehouses make a temporary home for items that might be taking up too much room. Storing is affordable. Humboldt Moving and Storage can also bring one or more of their portable storage units for you to fill, then they transport it back to the warehouse. From storing business records to furniture, call, click, or come by Humboldt Moving and Storage and discuss how to make more room in your life.
When my occasional constipation is under control, I can get back to what really matters.
Dulcolax provides dependable, effective relief. Choose Dulcolax tablets for predictable overnight relief. Dulcolax puts you comfortably in control.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is on sale now from $8.99 during the Ultimate Sleep Number event. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. It even helps with this. So you wake up ready to hit the ground running. Only at a Sleep Number store. It's the final days to save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed. Plus 24-month financing on all smart beds. And Sunday. Sleep Number. Proven quality sleep.
Good evening. Welcome back. A quick check of the 2018-2019 water year. Of course, it starts on October 1st and goes all the way through September 30th. And you'll notice for a good portion of California now, back into the greens and blues. So that's indicating a surplus. We're actually doing okay for the water year. But as you head closer to the north coast, we've had some pretty dry weeks and months going all the way back to October 1st, and those add up. So even with the wet weather over the last couple of months, you still had some pretty big deficits before then. And you'll notice a lot of yellow showing up. So that's indicating about 0 to 5 inches below normal. And then once you start to get into these orange tan colors, it's about 5 to 10 to even 10 to 15 inches. And you'll notice for Redding closer to the northern central valley at about 2.5 inches above normal for the water year, but Eureka about 2 inches below normal for the water year. But look at Crescent City just below 11 inches. So some pretty big deficits as you head closer to Del Norte County and into southwest Oregon. Here's a look at our precipitation forecast, and you'll notice Del Norte County has the highest precipitation forecast over the next 7 days. This, as always, is a liquid equivalent, so some of this in the form of snow once you head into the inland and the higher elevations. And once you get into that color right there, that's about 3 inches expected over the next 7 days. So we've got some cloud cover moving in. Most of what you see on the radar right now, that's just virga, so that's precipitation evaporating before it reaches the surface. But as you look off to the north, there's that next system that's quickly dropping south through Washington and into Oregon. That'll be moving in close to midnight tonight, even before midnight, and that's going to, of course, drop some rain for the coast, but also some snow. We have a winter weather advisory, as we mentioned earlier, for elevations above 2,500 feet. 1 to 4 inches of snow is possible with some light accumulations even below 2,000 feet. We're just talking minor accumulations, no major headaches for travel. There's a look at your forecast around about 10 o'clock tonight. So even by 10 o'clock tonight, we're starting to see some showers moving in. And you'll notice some heavier bands of snow set up in the overnight hours. So we're expecting the worst conditions right around about 3, 4, 5 a.m. And then you'll notice some of the heavier snow is already exiting by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But still plenty of pockets of moderate snow moving in by the afternoon hours. Some of this will be convective in nature, so that daytime heating allows for these convective snow showers to form, and even maybe some thunderstorms closer to the coast through tomorrow afternoon. And then by late tomorrow night through the overnight hours and into Thursday morning, we're starting to clear things out, starting to dry things out, maybe a few passing clouds, but the return of sunshine for your Thursday. By Friday afternoon, Friday evening, the next system starts to move in from out of the north. You'll notice 11 o'clock on Friday, already seen some light showers moving in. And once again, this is a fairly cold system, not a particularly wet system in terms of north coast storms in February, but still widespread showers for the coast. And you'll notice some snow impacting mountain travel all the way from Saturday and into Sunday. We dry out briefly for the second half of Sunday Tuesday and into Monday, but another system drops in by Monday evening and into Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. So we're still in a very active pattern through the next 7 days. Marine forecast for tomorrow, winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 knots, waves out of the northwest at 8 feet at a period of 13 seconds. And look at those winds, pretty strong winds closer to Cape Mendocino, but even offshore of Humboldt and Del Norte County, you can see those northerly winds at 10 to 20 knots. Some higher winds will be possible. A little bit lighter, though, heading into your Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So your forecast for tomorrow, highs likely staying in the 40s for just about everyone, maybe a few spots up to 50, but you'll notice a fairly chilly day with some of those showers moving in. And still pretty active. Again, by Friday night into Saturday, another system drops in, and then maybe another system by Tuesday.
Emotions run higher. Betrayals cut deeper. Tempers get hotter. As Dr. Phil tackles some of the most intense and personal feuds. More emotion. More surprises. More drama. And we're just getting started. Dr. Phil.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
Cold and harsh conditions can make your winters brutal. So we traveled to a test facility in Baudette, Minnesota, and pushed the Honda CR-V LX with available all-wheel drive to the absolute limit, challenging the available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system, and proving why the CR-V can push you through those cold winter months. Visit your local Honda dealer to find a great deal on the CR-V at 2019kbb.com Best Buy.
Here on the North Coast, we work hard and play hard. You need a newscast that doesn't waste your time.
Get your news first at 10.
Alerting you to dangerous weather in your backyard.
Getting to the facts fast.
Local coverage of breaking news.
Real news, real people, real local stories.
All an hour earlier.
Nazy, Dylan Brown, and meteorologist Rob Elvington. North Coast News at 10. Severe weather first. Weekdays on ABC 23. Live from our studio in downtown Eureka. You're watching North Coast News on KAEF ABC 23. At 6, severe weather first.
It's been almost 1 year since efforts officially began to remove the statue of President William McKinley from the Arcata Plaza.
ABC 23's Andy Krause sat down with Arcata's city manager today to find out where the city is in the relocation process and where it's heading next.
February 21st, 2018. Almost 1 year ago to the day, the Arcata City Council voted 4-1 to remove the McKinley statue from the center of the Arcata Plaza. After the city's voters defeated a November ballot measure that proposed to keep the statue where it stands, City Council will review an environmental report at Wednesday's meeting.
The task before them is to review the environmental process that the city went through and completed, to adopt that environmental report. And then it outlines steps that we actually have to change what we call the city's general plan. It's sort of our blueprint for how we operate as a city.
Deemer says Wednesday's council meeting will also likely host the first conversations regarding where the statue will go.
Is it more important to look at proximity, somewhere close, or is it more important for staff to be looking for sites that have some historical context that is relatable to the McKinley era, the presidency? Or is it more important for the council for us just to look at what's the sort of the cost reimbursement potential that we could get from the offer that it is?
Deemer says the city has received about half a dozen serious bona fide offers from interested parties, consisting of a mix of relocation possibilities to private or public spaces.
Probably the most notable that's been talked about is a request from the city of Canton, Ohio, which is where President McKinley is buried and where his presidential library is.
And Deemer says that the city of Arcata has spent just under $9,000 so far on expenses related to the statue relocation. She says that that figure is for the out-of-pocket cash costs to help with some of those reports. The city has yet to total staff time related to relocation efforts.
Still ahead on North Coast News.
The staggering rise in opioid use in America. We visit one state desperately seeking answers. Stay with us.
When the campfire took off, we had widespread red on the map, very similar to what we're seeing right now.
When severe weather strikes, North Coast News is there.
When severe weather puts your family in danger, the First Alert Weather Team is there for you.
When our communities are at risk, we stay on the air, making sure you have the latest information to help keep you safe.
We don't just report on our communities, we're a part of them.
North Coast News, severe weather first.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
Don't wait for Uncle Sam. Use your tax refund today towards a great new car. At Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Eureka, we'll hold your down payment check. Use it towards a huge selection of vehicles. Drive home in a new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Or take home a new 2019 Ram 1500. Don't wait for Uncle Sam. Get to Lithia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Eureka today during Ram Truck Month.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
This portion of the news, sponsored in part by Redwood Capital Bank.
There's no doubt that the opioid epidemic has taken hold of huge chunks of our nation, killing people, destroying cities, and impacting crime rates.
In tonight's Spotlight on America, Eric Johnson visits one state aggressively and compassionately seeking answers.
Let's be clear. The homeless crisis is a drug crisis. Opioids. Citizens know it.
I've only heard it being mentioned as a housing problem. This is a drug problem.
The people you see camping and living in filth know it too.
I would say 100% of the people that I have met out here are in some level of addiction.
100%. On the West Coast, the use of opioids has essentially been decriminalized, accepted, and the ripple effect on communities has been profound.
This borders on insane.
But in the tiny state of Rhode Island, aggressive steps are being taken, compassionate steps.
We can't just ignore our way out of this. People are dying, and there's something we can do to stop that.
It starts here, behind these walls, at the Rhode Island Department of Corrections.
Because if you wake up in prison, you know you have a problem.
There are 3 opiate blockers that work: methadone, Suboxone, Vivitrol. They are FDA approved. They get people off heroin. They save lives. And every day inside this prison, those medications are doled out to inmates.
Really, this is the perfect setting because there's not as much distraction, actually.
The program is called MAT, Medication-Assisted Treatment. It works like this. The state hired an organization called Kodak. Kodak distributes the medicine inside the walls of the prison, but also outside.
And then once I found opiates, that was the end of it, you know.
Ray Vincent spent the last 3 years behind bars for drug-related crimes.
So you think getting arrested was a good thing for you?
I think it saved my life.
I went to jail at 17 and a half years old.
Michael Manfredi did heroin for 35 years. 20 years of his life were spent in and out of prison. He remembers the nights in prison that he started using Vivitrol.
And one night I got a call, it was about 6:30. They said, go see the nurse. I had tears in my eyes because I knew it was time for me to get that pill.
Inside the MAT program, the inmates have counselors. There are one-on-one meetings with recovery coaches and group meetings as well.
I have a social worker, I have a psychiatrist, I have a case manager, all in one facility that I see.
It worked for Michael. Today he has a job, he's reestablished relationships with his family, he's drinking up life.
You feel like you're on to something important here?
I think it's definitely what has to happen and should be happening everywhere.
The key to what Rhode Island is doing is the bridge, the transition from the penitentiary to the streets.
93% of the people who leave here on MAT are following up in the community. That's amazing.
93%?
93% are following through.
For Spotlight on America, I'm Eric Johnson.
Interesting numbers right there. Tomorrow, in the second part of our report, we'll focus in on the transition and explain how the MAT program in Rhode Island is saving lives after release from prison.
Back on the North Coast, one healthcare organization is supporting local nonprofits, including those that address opioid addictions. St. Joseph Health, Humboldt County, says they've recently given a grant of $300,000 to 25 local nonprofit organizations. It's all part of its Care for the Poor Community Grant Program, which helps communities meet a variety of needs like hunger, housing, senior support, and addiction. The funds will be dispersed to agencies throughout the county.
Stay with us. County by County is next.
At Redwood Capital Bank, we love doing business with you. I'm Freddie Ramirez, branch manager of Redwood Capital Bank's Henderson Center branch. We are excited to join the vibrant business district and neighborhood community that makes up Henderson Center. Stop by and see our beautiful new branch on the corner of Henderson and F Streets and experience the difference of local community banking.
Redwood Capital Bank, we love doing business with you.
Redwood Capital Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As winter approaches and you prepare to battle the elements, don't forget about your car or truck. Shell fuels reduce engine wear. With every gallon, Shell V-Power Nitro Plus gives you the best total engine protection you can get during these challenging months. Don't forget to use your fuel rewards card that allows you to get the best fuel at unbelievable prices. We have members that pay as little as 11 cents a gallon on a 20-gallon fill-up. So when you need fuel, think Shell, the right choice for you and your car.
The Chamois' lives were uprooted when they lost their home to the Northern California wildfires. They turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist John Hensley, who led the charge. Working directly with the insurance company, John and his team helped the Chamois pay off their existing mortgage and swiftly financed a new home for the family, planting new roots in record time. That's groundbreaking service. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you...
The Doctors. Weekdays on ABC 23.
Welcome back. Here are your headlines county by county tonight.
Starting in Humboldt County, where a Fortuna man disappeared on Valentine's Day. 33-year-old Ryan Grader's car was found on the side of the highway. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office has been searching for him with no luck yet finding him.
To Del Norte County, that suspect in the murder of Emily Hughes arrested. Last night, investigators saying that they took her estranged husband into custody, 35-year-old Eddie Hughes. That happened in Crescent City. He's now charged with the murder of his estranged wife.
Over to Trinity County, where snow is expected to fall tonight. A winter weather advisory goes into effect at 8 o'clock tonight with snow levels around 2,500 feet. The area is expected to see, Scott, up to 4 inches of snow.
In Mendocino County, police say that 3 guys were arrested after they robbed a pharmacy in Willits. The suspect seen right here reportedly leading police on a high-speed chase before they were taken into custody.
And to Shasta County, did you see this?
Wow.
These are some awesome shots of yesterday's super snow moon. I don't know if anybody saw this. We would love to see your pictures if you did. The full moon was reportedly the biggest and brightest moon of 2019. A super snow moon happens during the second full moon of winter every year.
That is so cool. It's going to be another great sight tonight out there with that super snow moon and super moon here on the North Coast, right?
The super snow moon is done. Is it done? How long does that last, do you know?
You're still going to see part of it tonight.
Oh,
right?
Really cool.
But
then I got to keep an eye out for that.
That was the brightest, right? It'll still be full tonight, but that was the brightest last night.
Good to know. Really neat.
So again, that winter weather advisory, really quick, let's pull up the map here and just take another look at it. It goes into effect tonight, 1 a.m., and it lasts until tomorrow at 8 in the morning. You see elevations above 2,500 feet. 1 to 4 inches of snow possible in those areas. So if you're driving anywhere on 299 when you go up into those passes, you need to know about that. Coming back out here, that's our show for tonight.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you again at 10 and 11 on Fox and ABC 23 today.
World News Tonight is next. Good night, North Coast.